JK's house. The warm glow of the kitchen light flickered gently above your head as you stirred the soup pot with trembling fingers. You stood barefoot on the heated kitchen floor, the soft hum of the boiler echoing beneath, but your body was drenched in sweat. Though your body had begun giving you subtle warnings all day that it could be any time. Your back through with pressure and a men curled around your waist like a snake tightening its grip, but you continued because dinner had to be ready when your husband Jungkook got home. Your 1-year-old daughter Hannah was laying fast asleep in a baby cot nearby, her soft breath barely audible. A pink baby bunny plush rested in her tiny arms as she dreamed away, unaware of her mother's discomfort. Your long black hair clung to your neck and cheeks. You were wearing a pink lavender dress, now damp at the collar. Still, you kept stirring, kept moving, because that's what you had learned after marrying Jungkook. You didn't love him, not in the fairy tale describe. You respected him, admired him, maybe. But even after 2 years of marriage, something inside you stayed closed. But he was your husband only because your parents said he must be. Because of the ritual, because of the family. But Jungkook always remained soft towards you. In such a big city, Seoul, you had your parents only, and they also told you that the doors of their house would always remain closed if you come back as a divorcee of him. So you gave them Hannah, and now another was way. While you were chopping the onions, the door clicked softly. You flinched slightly at the sound. The front door creaked open, and in walked Jungkook, his black wool coat dusted with snowflakes, his breath visible in the freezing air behind him. His handsome face looked worn, tired from a day at the hospital where he worked as neurosurgeon. He loosened his tie with one hand and gently tore off his boots as his eye fell on Hannah, sleeping so peacefully his exhaustion over. A small smile curved on his lips, the kind of smile reserved only for her. He crouched beside the cot and leaned in. She stirred slightly, her eyes fluttering open. Her tiny hands reached up towards him, and he chuckled softly, whispering, "My little angel, Appa is home. Did my baby sleep well?" The baby girl giggled and blabbered incoherently, speaking. At the sight of her father, Jungkook grinned. "Are you excited for your baby sister or baby brother? Appa bought many toys today. You will share with them, right?" She squealed in delight. You looked at them with tired eyes. That moment, so tender, so familiar, should have warmed you, but your heart stayed distant, cold. Then the stew pot hissed and clicked loudly. The soup was boiling over. Jungkook stood immediately at the sound and rushed into the kitchen. His brows furrowed as he saw you hunched over the stove. Beads of sweat glistened along your hairline. You had one hand pressed to your side, your face staring in discomfort. "Hey, Ryan, what are you doing? Why are you cooking in this condition?" He said coldly, but his broken voice was showing only concern for you. You gripped the counter tightly, whispering, "It is fine. I was almost done." He moved towards you quickly. "No, you are not fine. You are pale. You are sweating. Sit down before you collapse." His voice was lowered and soft. You shook your head. "I said that I am fine." He froze at the coldness in your voice. The invisible wall between you and him, one that had always been there, rose again. The sadness in his eyes was subtle but present. He was not angry, he was not annoyed, he was hurt. You turned away, trying to carry the hot pot towards the table, but then you swayed. "Ryan!" Jungkook quickly grabbed the pot from your hands, placed it safely on the counter, and reached for you. Don't, I can walk myself. His hand passed mid-air, silence wrapped around you both. He didn't argue, he never did. Instead, he nodded slowly and gently reached for your hand. Please just sit, let me help you. You hesitated, then reluctantly you allowed him to lead you to the dining chair. Jungkook quickly bought a cushion from the couch and placed it behind you. He adjusted the heater to warm your feet, then he rolled up his sleeves and began to serve the food. He even poured you a glass of warm barley tea, carefully placing it near your hand. You watched him move around the kitchen with quiet skill. He remembered where everything was because over the time he had paid attention. When he placed the bowl in front of you, he knelt beside the chair looking up at your face. I can feel that you are uncomfortable. I just want to take care of you, he said politely. You nodded casually, placing your hand on your belly and gently caressing it. He continued, his voice low. I'm not asking you to like me, just let me someone who is there for you when you need. You didn't reply as you were feeling too tired to say a word. He smiled weakly and stood up, turning to Hannah, who had now toddled towards the table and was tugging at your sleeve. Ioma, she spoke in her tiny voice. You smiled gently, finally, as you patted her back. Jungkook stood behind you, watching mother and daughter in warm yellow kitchen light, the snow still falling quietly outside. He whispered to more to himself than anyone. I wish you smile at me like this. After dinner, the kitchen was a quiet mess of bowls and plates, and you gently stood with a hand on your belly, the other rocking Hannah in her cart as she chewed on her soft cookie. Your body ached, and exhaustion clung to your limbs like a heavy shawl. Jungkook, you should go upstairs and rest. You have been working all day. You told Jungkook, who didn't listen. An apron around his waist and started cleaning the dishes. Don't worry, I will do this. You go and rest. His voice was not stern, it was gentle, full of care that you couldn't help but feel tug at the corner of your heart. You watched him quietly, his back turned, sleeves damp, washing each dish with a sense of calm. You cradled Hannah in your arms, feeding her sips of warm barley tea from her sippy cup. A sudden realization struck you like a bolt of lightning. You looked up quickly. Diapers! Oh, how could I forget that? Jungkook turned his head slightly. Who? I forgot to buy the new baby's diapers. I was supposed to get them this morning, but I got caught up with a hospital call and before you could finish, Jungkook had already dried his hand and started untying his. I will go now. Stay here, okay? I won't take along. I want to come with you, he frowned, but you could not go. It is freezing outside. Let me handle it. I need fresh air. I'm not asking to walk like a marathon. You said stubbornly, standing up slowly while supporting your back. He sighed heavily and moved forward to help you. At least let me carry Hannah. You didn't stop him. He gently took Hannah in his arms. Without speaking, you slip your hand into his. Your breath fogged the air as you walked together. After a while, the convenience store was quiet and warm. A faint song played overhead while Jungkook went to the back aisle, gathering all the essentials, pads, heating patches, and nursing snacks. He stood near the baby aisle, carefully comparing diaper sizes and softness. Your fingertips gazed the shelf when your heart suddenly stopped. A familiar voice. Ryan? Your head turned, then he was Jeon, your ex. His feature had not changed much, sharp jaw and expressive eyes, that same messily hairstyle he had when you two dated. You remember how you adored him, how you believed. but all your dreams shattered. Why and wow, you look different. Jivon passed, eyes flicking to your belly. You try to steady your breath. It's been a while. You said, trying to wipe off the sweat from your forehead. Well, I didn't expect you to see you here, so are you married? You nodded stiffly. Yes, I see. He looked down, then up again. Are you okay? You don't look so good. Suddenly a dizzy fell hit you. The light blurred and your head spun. The weight of emotions, the fatigue, the presence of seeing downward, all of it hit at once. Why? He rushed forward and grabbed you before you fall. Just then Jungkook returned. Hana was holding a half-eaten chocolate bar in her arms, her mouth and fingers messy. Jungkook looked excited to show her to you, but as he turned the aisle, he froze. And then he recognized him. His jaw clenched. He didn't speak, didn't shout, but his heart, it broke seeing him. For 2 years, he cared for you, protected you, even though he was just the man who was forced to marry. And the one you chose was still in one. All the thoughts came in his mind, but he masked the edge with a strange smile. You opened your eyes and saw him. Jungkook, you whispered. He held your gaze for a brief second before stepping forward, adjusting Hana in his arms. Let's go. He said softly. You nodded, lowering your head. He reached out, took your hand gently, and without another word, he walked you towards the exit. No question, no accusation, just silence and pain. The car ride was silent. Jungkook buckled Hana into her seat and sat beside you. His knuckles were white on the steering wheel. You glanced sideways. His jaw was clenched, but his eyes stayed ahead, unfocused. Jungkook, you whispered. He didn't respond at first. Then, with a deep breath, he spoke. You don't need to owe me an explanation. But let me explain. You don't have to. You sighed and looked out the window, pressing your words inside your throat. At home, you gently laid Hannah down in her grave, watching her curl up with her blush bunny, her tiny chest rising and falling rhythmically. You stood in the doorway for a moment before finally walking into the bedroom. Jungkook was already lying on his side. The lights were dim, casting a soft amber hue to his still haute. As you adjusted the blanket, he was not asleep, he was pretending. Pretending it didn't affect him. He blinked into the darkness, alarms rung in his throat. So you couldn't forget him, Ryan. He whispered so quietly that you almost missed it. He sighed and closed his eyes, trying to sleep. The next morning, you woke to the faint clinking sound of dishes and the rich aroma of warm soup and grilled toast. You rubbed your eyes and carefully sat up and then made your way out of the room. Jungkook was in the kitchen, dressed in a crisp black turtleneck and charcoal trousers. His hair was perfectly styled, but his eyes looked tired, like sleep had evaded him all night. He was making porridge and toasting sweet potatoes, your favorite breakfast. You leaned against the wall, watching him quietly. You have an important board meeting today, don't you? You asked softly. I'm not going. What? Why? Why? I'm not leaving you alone. His tone was firm. You sighed and walked closer. I am fine, Jungkook. Please don't skip your work because of me. No, I am not taking the risk. Not this time. I will be okay, I promise. Just go. You worked so hard for this promotion. Don't let it go to waste. I will have the maids stay close. I will call you if anything happens. He turned to look at you, hesitation written across his face. You smiled weakly, placing your hand over his. After a long pause, he finally gave in with a nod, though the worry didn't leave his eyes. Fine, but I will tell the maid to call me immediately if anything happens because I know you won't. You nodded, giving him a light smile. Before leaving, he walked over to you, but instead he tucked a loose strand of your hair behind your ear. I will be back before you know it. Just take care of yourself. You gave him a reassuring nod. The house felt quieter after he left, too quiet the ticking of the clock became loud. Anna was playing in the living room, giggling as the maid helped her build blocks. After an hour, you went to your bedroom to fold the tiny newborn clothes that you had washed and arrange in neat piles. But then suddenly, a sharp pain struck across your abdomen. You gasped, clutching the edge of the dresser. Miss Gang! You screamed for the maid. She came running in and froze at the sight of you. You bent over in pain, face drenched in sweat. Ma'am, are you? It hurts. You cried out. The maid immediately grabbed the phone and called Jungkook. Jungkook was in the middle of presenting a high profile case in front of the hospital board when his phone buzzed urgently. His assistant passed the phone to him discreetly, whispering, It is your maid. She says it is urgent. He frowned, taking the call. Yes, Miss Gang. Sir, it is happening. Ma'am is calling for you. She is asking for you. Everything stopped. Jungkook's mind went blank. He stood frozen for half a second, then grabbed his coat, completely ignoring the confused stare from the directors. I have to go. I'm sorry. He said quickly, already halfway to the door. Jungkook's heart thundered as he drove, his finger gripping the steering wheel, weaving through the traffic with terrifying precision. Red lights blurred past. After a while, he burst into the house, his eyes wild with worry. Wyan, you were in the hallway being spotted by the maid. Jungkook, you whimpered. He didn't hesitate. He rushed forward and carried you. I am here now. Hold on, we're going to the hospital. He whispered reassurance, though his own voice shook. It is okay. I have got you. I am here. You are fine. You are brave. The maid followed with Hannah in her arms, bundled up in her coat. As you reach the hospital, nurses rushed to your side with a wheelchair as Jungkook relayed information quickly. Medical terms. You were taken to the delivery room. Jungkook changed into scrubs and came to your side, holding your hand. You are doing so well. I'm so proud of you. Tears streamed down your face, not just from the pain, but from the tightly he held your hand. How his voice trembled with every breath, how he was concerned. The nurse told him to go outside. He gave you a smile and then walked out. Outside the delivery room, Jungkook was pacing restlessly back and forth like a man walking the edge of a cliff. His hands were clasped tightly together in front of his chest, knuckles wide, lips silently praying, Please let her be okay. Please let my baby be okay. Inside, you were soaked in sweat, your breath coming out in heavy rage gasps. Moments later, the door burst open and in walked the senior doctor. But when he pulled down his surgical mask and looked into your eyes, everything stopped. You froze, breath caught in your throat. It was Jeon, your ex, the same man who once made promises under spring cherry blossoms and then walked away. And you needed him the most, and now he was standing right in front of you, wearing a white coat. Go out, Jeon! Your voice cracked, you screamed his name, your voice housed the nurses and other doctor paused, shocked by the sudden emotional outburst. Outside the door, only one name pierced through the soundproof walls, and it was Jeon. Jungkook froze him in his mind. His hand went limp, that name, not his, not Jungkook, but Jeon called in desperation, in agony, in one of the most vulnerable moments of life. The hallway spun, his vision blurred. He covered his mouth, trying to suppress the sob building in his throat. Tears filled his eyes, heavy and uncontrollable, and before he could stop them, they began to fall. Inside, the other doctor quickly stepped in. Dr. Jivon, please move to the next attached delivery room. Jivon looked at you, then sighed and silently walked away. You didn't want to see Jivon, did you? You didn't want to say his name, you just wanted him to stay away. A loud, powerful cry filled the room. Congratulations! The nurse announced joyfully. You burst into tears, your arms weak, heart pounding. You barely noticed the nurse walk to tell Jungkook. Outside, Jungkook stood still, his tears wide but his heart still heavy. The nurse approached him with a soft, gentle smile. Congratulations, Mr. Jeon, it is a boy. His heart skipped, he blinked and then smiled, a trembling, broken smile. He quickly walked in, wiping his eyes, composing himself as best as he could. His breath hit as he stepped into the room. You turned your head as you saw him, his eyes lit up with joy, but you sighed. Behind the joy, a sadness, a hurt. You reached for his hand weakly. Aren't you happy? He nodded quickly, smiling wider. No, I am happy, so happy. Then why do you look like you are about to cry? You whispered. He blinked and turned away, biting the inside of his cheek. And suddenly he began to cry like a child who had bottled everything up for too long. His shoulders shook as sobs escaped his throat. His other hand came up to cover his mouth. Do you still love him? You frowned, your heart squeezing at the sight. What are you talking about? I saw you. I tried not to think too much, but then I heard you calling his name. His voice broke again, your brows furrowed deeply. A dry chuckle escaped your lips, not mocking but painful. You shook your head. Are you even in your right mind, Jungkook? He looked at you with wide, teary eyes. I didn't know he was the doctor. When he removed the mask, I panicked. You inhaled sharply, blinking back your own tears. And yes, I was cold to you. But that was not because of him, it was because I was carrying a child. I didn't know how to act. My mood was a storm. He listened carefully, your words washing over his wounded heart like rain over cracked earth. I'm sorry I made you feel uncomfortable, Jungkook. You sat up just slightly. Tears rolled down your cheeks, now matching his. In this entire world, it is only you. It's my mistake. I am so sorry. His face crumbled and then he smiled through his tears, relieved, broken, all at once. You both looked towards the little cot where your baby boy slept, tiny, pink, peaceful. Jungkook grabbed his arms, one hand resting on yours, the other on the baby's soft blanket. With tears still glistening, you both smiled finally, fully.